Hey everyone, just wanted to quickly come on and give a little context as to this project. Well, for one, we've been working a lot on multiplication. Two, we just did fractions. Three, this is actually something that I really enjoy doing. I like taking measurements of my furniture and thinking of different ways that I could rearrange my room, whether it actually happens or not, but at the very least, if I make out this little model, then I'm able to test it out beforehand and see, does this actually make sense? Like, would it really work? So that's where today's project is coming from. Keep watching. Hopefully you enjoy. Okay, hi, welcome back. Today for your math project, you are going to be taking a lot of measurements. And you are going to be measuring the things in your room or in your living room. It has to be a room where you can move the furniture around. Your bedroom would most likely be the easiest thing to do. So what you're going to need is, you're going to need some paper, pen or pencil, and something to measure with. This here is called a tape measure. It extends out. You can lock it into place and it'll stay put. Click retract. So you need to understand that you need to take the measurements of the length and the width. So here I am measuring my notebook, the length of it, which is, I'm going to pull it out a little bit further than how long it actually is, and I'll bring it up to the camera. And you can see that long line right here. It is very close to 8.5 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and say that that's 8.5 inches. And I'm going to write that down. 8.5 inches long. This first sketch does not have to be super accurate. And then how wide is it? I'll let you see. I have it lined up to the edge. And it's about 5 3/4 of an inch. Wide. 5 3/4 of an inch. Now you'll notice these two lines, that represents the word inch. This is the whole inch. This is the fraction of the inch. And what you are going to do is, there are a couple steps. Okay, here are your steps. You need to first find and decide what tool you will use to measure. I said I was going to use my tape measure. Then you have to measure the total area of the room. So when I say the total area of the room, I'm talking about the floor space from one wall to the other. So here I have already drawn out a model of my own apartment. And you can see that it is 14 feet, or it says 14.5 feet wide. The single line means foot or feet. And it is, where's my measurement? Oh no, I can't remember how much I measured it by. Well, either way, I've already measured it out, and I know that for my model, I was using these dots as a reference. Each 2 dots equaled 1 foot, if I'm not mistaken. So it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.5. And then it's 10.5 feet wide. Now, I've already taken measurements and I've already cut things out. You can see the bed is here. Now the point of this is for you to get comfortable with measuring. It also allows for you to make a layout of your room. And during this time that we have away from school, maybe you could even try to rearrange your room. But having these pieces measured out allows for you to make a plan and test things out. Like, oh, do I actually have enough space to have my bed here and my table here like this? Not really. That's not much room left for someone to walk in between. So yeah, so I hope you enjoy figuring out and cutting out a little layout of your room. I'd like for you to make 2 to 3 different options of how you can arrange your furniture in your layout. Try to be as accurate as possible, and I would highly, highly, highly recommend that if you are measuring your furniture in feet and inches for the actual measurements, to scale it down to a smaller size, try converting it to centimeters. So if, say, my bed was 5.5 feet, I would measure this out, and look, I already did it. I have it as 5.5 centimeters. Hopefully you can see that. So take your measurements initially in feet and inches, and then when you're drawing your scale, drawing your room on the paper, I want you to use centimeters and see if you can get a pretty accurate picture of an aerial view of your room, and then see what other ways you could potentially organize your things. Maybe you want to rearrange your furniture. You've got a lot of time on your hands right now. All right, best of luck. Take care, and upload a photo of the final product on Google Classroom.